Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and admit him just so we can be respectful of his time, bro. And then we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's audio connecting. There you go. Greg, what's up, family?
What's happening? Can you hear me?
We can hear you good, bro. We can hear you good, man. Can you hear us okay?
I can. Tell Brew to quit smiling, quit
I
cheesing
know.
so hard.
Hey.
Hey,
What's
Greg.
going on, man?
Hey, Greg, Brew looking just like his little son, man. I almost thought we had the wrong person.
Right.
Y'all got all these pretty backgrounds.
No, man.
I've been over here just grinding away, and I almost, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, wait, I know I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, man.
We're glad you locked in with us, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
For sure.
Greg, man, we want to thank you for popping in on us today, man. We gonna have a little fun, love on you a little bit, then let you get on your way, man. As West Michigan guys, I'm gonna just kick it off and I'm gonna turn it over to you. Greg, you was one of my favorite athletes, bro. Coming from KZoo, bro. One year you had a broke hand, bro. I saw you eat up. Y'all played Grand Rapids Central. Greg, you had one hand, bro. You was catching slants and going to the house on them
with a sling joint on.
Sling, yep.
So what's crazy about that is, and my recall is terrible, and I hate. My wife don't like hearing me saying that because of all the concussion stuff, but I'm good. But going back to that moment, all I remember is we played Portage, one of the Portage schools.
Yeah.
And I was trying to stay up, and literally I dislocated my elbow. Mm-hmm. So when we played, that was 2 weeks later or something like that. I don't know who it was. It might have been Battle Creek Central, whoever, it doesn't matter. I got this big old, and it was huge. You know, when we
it was.
when we did stuff back, like now, the braces and all that.
It's cute now, right? All that stuff's cute.
Greg, even our shoulder pads it was big back then.
Right.
Yeah, so when I think about that image in my head, I'm like, that I remember it being so big. I'm like, I can't play with this. And my coach was like, you can play as long as it doesn't hurt. We need you out there. Mm-hmm. That was crazy, man.
Great.
Man, word.
So wait, bro, was that? Because I remember one year, me and E, bro, we went. It was a Saturday, E.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got Hausman. I think they was playing Union, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you caught it, hey, but we didn't know. I think this was this our junior year?
I think it's our junior year.
I don't know. I think that might have been senior year.
Might have been our senior year.
Hold on. I'm trying to. I don't know. It was junior or senior year because
me and E, we didn't go for some reason. We went by Hausman. We didn't get into the game, but we was looking through the fence.
Yeah.
And we seen you catch a slant, and you just was crisscrossing, snaking cats. I'm like, man, who is this dude?
House call. Right?
Yeah. It was that we ended up losing that game. It was a shootout, man. I think they got the ball last and they scored. I think we went to overtime. They scored on their 2-point conversion. We failed on ours and they won, man. It was, but that game was fun. They had a couple players that could go too.
Oh yeah.
And I just remember us going back and forth. JC, Jerome Harrison, he was our running back. So he breaking one, I'm breaking one. It was just back and forth. I actually cramped that game because it was hot.
Yeah.
And so the turf, anytime you play on turf, y'all know this, it heats up even more. And so we were literally the fans, moms and dads, like, here, get his banana to Gregg, get his banana to Gregg. Because I'm on the sideline cramping, man. That game was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Don't bring up highlights, but then know that we lost in that
it's
game.
A low light in there
we don't even. Hey, my memory.
We just know Gregg went off, bro.
My memory's so messed up, bro. So I just remember. I think it was a 1 o'clock game.
Yep.
And we just seen Union playing Kalamazoo Central, and Union had some nice players. And I remember, I think your senior year, because Ian them noticed every Saturday morning, GRTV will have a local team game. And I remember y'all played Union at your senior year at Kalamazoo Central. And I remember JC and y'all was getting off there. I remember that because we hated Union, bro. Like we hated Union.
Hey, Gregg, I gotta say this for you because the Bible say let others exalt you. So you on TV every day. So I gotta say this on your behalf. The world need to know this in case the world see this. Gregg was nice and hoop and could have went to the NBA. And he chose basketball, but y'all lucky he chose football. G, people don't be knowing your hoop game, bro.
They don't. And so what's interesting about this, so one of the shows that I'm on, First Things First, with Chris Broussard. Chris played ball in college. And so he's a man of faith. And so he always giving me a hard time. So last year they actually asked me for, they were inquiring about some footage or whatever. And there was our state championship game, which we lost against Pontiac Northern. They got that footage. It got posted last year on YouTube.
Wow.
And they got that footage and they took out clips and they showed it. And I was tripping. I'm like, because I don't really talk about basketball a whole lot, but obviously you guys know, like
your West Michigan family know.
It's always been my first love. And so, you know, when you play football, every football player want to play basketball. I think he's gonna play. And it was a real thing. Like
it was real.
But I don't try to speak on it. But I'm glad you said that. Let the world know, man.
Gregg, I got to, man, because we were fortunate. We was fortunate to see you and witness it. And I know for me, I was at Ottawa Hills, man, and we always played you guys, Kalamazoo Central.
Yeah.
And bro, you would whether you was dunking on us, showing us the jumper. You know what I'm saying? Your game was nice. And so for other elite athletes, from athlete to athlete, I'm looking like, y'all lucky he went to Western and chose football, because he could have did both, been a 2-sport star, or just chose basketball, because you were equally good in both. And people don't know that you love that. So I see you when you on TV, and I'm looking like Stephen A. Smith and them, Chris Broussard and them. These dudes don't know for real how you were. And I know if it ain't gonna, I know you humble, Gregg. So if it don't come up organically, you ain't gonna go out your way to tell them. But your West Michigan brothers know. We know. We gonna vouch for it. I tell people
no doubt.
Even when you was killing in Green Bay and Minnesota, I used to say, man, he nice in football, but he was just as nice in basketball too.
Chris always spoke highly of you, man. I remember when y'all played Ottawa too. Chris would tell us how you killed them. But I also played JUCO with another homeboy of yours, TJ, Terrell Smith.
Yeah, okay.
Always tell me all the stuff. I'm telling you, man, me, Gregg, and JC, we like UCB and Chris, man, I'm telling you. So I used to hear all the stories, you know what I'm saying? But I got a chance to witness you when I went to see you play, I think it might have been your senior year at Western against Central. And you went off against them. Yeah. Touchdown in the back of the end zone, you know what I'm saying? I was standing right there. I called ICB and them, let them know, like, Gregg went off, bro.
Man, my teammate, Trevon Riley, kid you not, man, just text me about that game 2 days ago.
Wow.
Literally. Because Sky Moore had a crazy catch in camp. And he was like, man, you ain't tell me this Sky Moore kid from Western was balling like that. He still ain't you, but and he literally mentions, I remember that Central game when in the senior year, the catch in the back of the end zone.
Bro, I was right there. I was standing right there.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Like, look, so number one, when we used to play Ottawa, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was some dog fights now.
Yeah, the games was good. The games
Ottawa
was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, there was some dog fights. I wish I had my kids up here right now because you talk a little bit more in depth with your kids.
Yeah.
And I'm a very transparent parent and dad. And so I tell them, I'm like, I never went into a game like with low confidence or thinking that I wasn't the best player. I wasn't bodacious about it or arrogant about it, but it was games like that.
Yeah.
It was like I salivated over it. And it wasn't because I felt like we were just better. Mm-hmm. I just knew we were going to be playing against some competition.
Yeah.
And it was going to show who you were. And if you were going back down, watch out. If you was going to rise to the occasion, let's ride.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Those games were money, man.
Yeah. Another thing I loved about you, Greg, was you went to Western, and this is hindsight now when I saw your career play out, but you went to Western and you showed how, not only coming from West Michigan, you know how, Greg, Detroit athletes got more love than what the East Coast, the east side of the state. You know what I'm
saying? Yes.
But when you over here, you know Jerome, you know Kelly Baraka, you know Gregg Jennings, we know Carlton Brewster, we know we had some dogs over here, but however it played out, it didn't get covered like that. So we would know. So I'm looking like when Greg went to Western, I'm looking like he put on for a small school and became the best receiver at the highest level. But you did it in your hometown. You was setting all kind of records in the MAC and everything that you was doing. And I loved it because you showed what was possible versus, you know, today's athlete, Greg, they think they got to go to LSU. They think they have to go to Alabama.
Power 5.
Mm-hmm. And you were putting up numbers. And when y'all played them big schools, you still was putting up your number. It wasn't like, oh, you just doing that because it's Northern Illinois or Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Nope. When you guys stepped up in competition, you rose too. So I love that whole journey from you, you know what I'm saying, and seeing how you dominated. Plus, when we know your foundation, I couldn't help but to root for you because I was going to root for you regardless and tell people, and he would kill y'all at hoop.
No doubt. So to speak on that a little bit, so I don't tell this story often. So I committed verbally as a junior to Michigan.
Did you?
And I did. Many people don't know this story. So I verbally committed to Michigan. That was as a child. It's either Michigan, Michigan State. I mean, that's just
same.
There is, you know what I mean? There is no both. It's either you a Michigan State fan or you Michigan. And I was Michigan. My sister is at Michigan. She's a freshman. I'm literally my senior year. I'm thinking I'm going to Michigan. I sat down in Lloyd's Card office with my dad. He right there. He's like, yes, we offer you. We want you to be here. All this good jazz, right? I'm up there every weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend I'm up there. I go to Michigan State on visits. I take Kelly with me, Baraka, and this is before everybody knew Kelly.
Yeah.
So he had just won. He hadn't won state in track yet.
Okay.
And so I'm like, man, y'all should get Kelly, man. But I'm going to Michigan, but I'm burning all kind of bridges. I don't know no better, man. I was just excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so fast forward, they pulled out. Because I played basketball. Their reasoning was we didn't know if you were really going to play football. Wow. So they actually got offered the scholarship to Braylon Edwards, who had a tremendous
career at Michigan.
Can't take that from him. So I can't knock him. Wow. But my sister, when that happened to me, I went back trying to call all these other schools, but it was too late. And I remember my older sister, her name is Valencia. She said, man, you behind the 8 ball now, so you're gonna have to show them what you really got and what you really made of. I don't care if it is at Western. And when she said that, it really spoke to me from a perspective that it shouldn't matter. And I never, when we all think that way, man. I got to get to this part, like you said, I got to get to the Power 5. I got to get to the Big 10. I got to get to the big schools. That's where everybody gonna come. That's what we watch. When I turn on my TV, I'm either seeing Michigan State or Michigan. But I don't turn on my TV and Western come on. You know what I mean? Let's be real. And
that didn't happen.
Yeah, so that was it was by grace, because one of the coaches that was recruiting me at Western, his name Kyle Nystrom. He was a linebacker coach. I remember him coming up to the school. He was like, "Whatever happens, just know that we'll wait for you. We'll have, if anything ever happens, we got you. Yeah, we want you." And lo and behold, Michigan pulls out. This is like 3 weeks before signing day.
Wow.
And I was, man, I tell my daughter, I was hurt. I was crying, man. I was sick, and so I ended up going to Western. Story. Man, yeah, man. I really believe that, not that I didn't have a great work ethic, because I did have a really good work ethic. I was a grinder. However, I feel like that happening to me, it made me want to prove even more that I belong. So really quick, first game I play at Western, we play Michigan. Wow. We play Michigan. Yep. And so they had a DB by the name of Marlon Jackson. I don't know if y'all remember.
We know Marlon Jackson.
They had a DB. He was a couple years older than us. So
he was a dog.
He was a dog.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Carr made this statement the week leading up to the game. He said, the schools like this, they have players that feel like they should be at our program, and so they always come and scrap real hard, and they grind and they fight and they claw. I'm thinking, and I'm like, the entire week, I'm like, he talking to me. Yep. He's not talking to no one. Yep. He's talking to me. I'm the only one with this story. You know what I mean? And so Marlon Jackson, all I'm hearing all week, Marlon Jackson, they're all Americans, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Man, all I could focus on was whooping. That literally, I would tell myself, man, whoop this. That was just
they hyping him up.
They hyping him up, and just like going back to high school, I wanted to go against the best. If you got me, you got me. Mm-hmm. But I felt like, I'm gonna get you. You better be ready. And so we ended up my freshman year. I ended up redshirting. So it was my redshirt freshman year. I ended up having like 3 catches for like 65 yards or something like that, all on him. Mm-hmm. I was working this cat all game. I'm talking about. But to your point, like going to a smaller school, my mentality was anytime we played larger schools, you got to show out. Yeah. You got to prove that you're the best player on the field. Mm-hmm. So Michigan State, I went for like 5 for 105. Virginia Tech, it was like 16 for like $140 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like anytime we played those major schools,
and those were TV games at that time.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I remember playing against D'Angelo Hall at Tech. Like, I mean, I salivated at those opportunities because I remember my sister, like, you behind the 8 ball. It was my chance to be in front of the 8 ball for a moment in games like that. And I think a lot of times when kids don't get things, or these young athletes don't get things that roll in their favor, the cards don't fall in their favor. Yeah. It's like they lose a little bit of that grit, that grind. And in my opinion, like I used that and kind of inverted it, where I felt like, man, they don't work as hard as me because they got everything. Yeah. That was my mentality. Now, mind you, I wanted to be that. I wanted to go there. But now all of a sudden, you can't give it to me. Oh, they don't work as hard as me. They got everything. Yeah. They got everything. They got all these extra accessories and whatever. Yeah. Man, you ain't got nothing. You got to grind. So that became my mentality and my approach at Western, and man, it worked out.
It did.
Taking that approach from a Western into the NFL, do you believe that helped you sustain and have a 10-year career?
It definitely did. It definitely did. I'm gonna tell you. So I had a coach, Coach George McDonald. My senior year, we had a coaching change. Bill Cubit. I was with Gary Darnell for my first 4 years, and then my 5th year, again because I redshirted. Bill Cubit's the head coach. He brings in a receiver coach, and he literally sits me down and says, "You're gonna love this guy. He's gonna make you better." First day I meet this man, he says, he asked me one question. He said, "What are your goals?" That's all he asked. And I told him my goals. I said, I want to get to the league. I want to lead the MAC and whatever. And my first thing out of my mouth was like, I want to get to the league. And he said, all right, it's going to be on you because I'm going to help you get there. I didn't know what I was about to get myself
what you
into.
Signed up for.
I didn't. When I say he was the best coach I've ever had in my life, he challenged me in ways and pushed me in ways to where I had to check my ego and pride every single day. For instance, I could make the best catch, have I could do anything in practice. It was never good enough. I don't care what it was, how spectacular it may be. Why did you do that? Why didn't you switch the ball to your left hand? Why didn't you break them down a little quick?
I mean, just scored.
I'm telling you, like any little thing, get the ball and get upfield a little quicker. I just scored. It did not matter what I did in practice. There was always a coaching point. The game came. The game came. I could do no wrong. And I remember the first time this happened, I remember going up to his office. Literally the next day, and it was like the switch went back on. He was back to, man, why did you do this? And blah, blah. But during the game, on that sideline, if I dropped the pass, if something went awry, you got it. This is what you're here for. This is why we got you. You got, I mean, it was, and I took that approach and to the NFL, like he allowed me to not only prepare like a pro, but prepare to be coached like a pro.
There you go.
And to be honest,
that's good.
And Brew, you can speak to this. When we went in our room in Green Bay, our coach was not the voice of that room. He was not like, and it shocked me because it was like the players kind of run it, like Donald Driver and all that. It was like they ran it. And so it got to the point where I knew very early I have to hold myself to a higher standard because when you're highly sought after or you're a first rounder or whatever, you get the passes that other players don't get. I had never lived that life. Like I didn't know that. Like, because coming from Western with this guy, I was the best thing Western had ever seen. And not if he told it, at least, you know what I mean? But it blessed me and it really prepared me for what was to come, and it made that transition so seamless for me.
Go ahead, CB.
Dang, that's interesting, man. And you right about the room, man. Like now it's like I had a question for you. So now I'm going into that situation. We had the coach we had. You know, you spent a lot of time with him. So leaving from Western, that receiver coach that held you accountable and like you said, did all those great things to shape it, mold you. Now you get into Green Bay. And now you had the light switch went off. It's just totally different, totally opposite. How did you keep that fire? You know what I mean? How did you keep that fire burning to continue to have success throughout the NFL when you didn't have that accountability partner? You know, who was that person, you know, that was going to hold you to the fire?
So I remember, man, I'm telling you all these stories. It's crazy. So my first maybe week and a half, probably not even, of training camp. We had gone through mini camp. We had a new coach come in, so we had to do 2 mini camps. We had gone through all of that. Training camp is here. We're there. And I remember, like, after practice one day, walking into team dining. And I walk in, I see Brett, I see Ahman Green, I see Donald Driver, I see Aaron Camp, I see all the vets. And I'm kind of, when you get in, you looking for your peers. Like, you looking for where my guys at. Like, who came in with me? I'm going over there. You're not just embraced. And I remember them all when I walked in that room, looking at me like, what are you doing in here? And it literally made, for the first time and moment in my life, I wanted to quit. I was like, man, this ain't for me. This ain't, because I was used to a family, like, I don't care who you were. Yeah, like, I was never that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the lowest guy. That's not me. I'm not cut like that. And so when I experienced that, I really wanted to quit. But I remember calling my cousin, Ian Gold. He was playing with the Denver Broncos. And I told him, man, how you do it? I asked him, like, how did you do it? He was like, man, it's different.
Yeah.
He was like, but you go out there, you grind, you work. It's no different than anything else. Once they see what you have to offer, they're gonna come over. They're gonna welcome you, they're gonna embrace you just like you was a brother from another mother. And that became my mentality in the league. Seeing how the players kind of run it, especially with a new receiver coach and Donald Driver being at year 7 or 8 and it finally being his time. Like, he didn't even call, this is crazy, he didn't even call Jimmy Robinson Coach Robinson. He called him Jimbo. That messed me up. Am I lying? It messed me up. I mean, and it kind of rubbed off on all of us eventually, but it was like, when I first heard that, I'm like, man, what? And I remember him telling Coach one day after training camp practice, Coach, you talking this much. I need you to talk this much. And I was exactly. I mean, I'm stoic. I'm playing a role. I'm acting
but inside,
like,
that's what you doing.
I'm tripping. Soon as we leave, all the rookies be like, y'all hear that? Because you don't talk to a coach like that. But that, I learned quickly that it was almost, and I hate to say it, it was almost every man for himself. And if you didn't know how to really work in kind of a turbulent situation, you were going to weed yourself out. You weren't going to make it, because that was kind of your rite of passage.
Yeah.
Let's sit, and we're not going to hand you nothing. Like, it's different in my opinion now, but that just wasn't how it was. So it created this idea in my mind that, you know what? Now I got to prove not only that I belong to the fans and to individuals that don't think I got to prove it to these cats. So every day.
It went back to the Western Michigan grind.
If C Wood was right here, if Al Harris was right here, they used to tell me, come on, young pup, chill out, man, young pup, slow, come on. And it was because every single day, I wanted Charles in front of me or Al in front of me. I didn't want nobody else. Give me one of them. I don't care. And I from day 1 or probably day 6 or so, when that happened, that became, I don't care. And my whole approach with Brett was just catch the ball. If I ran the wrong route, if I was in the wrong, catch the ball. Just catch the ball. Just catch the ball. Because there were going to be growing pains. I knew that. I was aware of that. But the accountability had to be myself. I had to be that. And then but I will say this, I watched how cats worked. I watched how cats ran routes and what they did, because it wasn't a lot of hey man, no, you should do this. How you? No, that's not at all how it was. No, it was. Look, this man Drive told me one time, and we're like this now. He told me one time when my first 4 years turbulent. He told me, he said, man, I had a plate. I got this plate, man. I got this food. You taking food off my plate. And I couldn't understand that, because I'm like, bro, like if you eat, I'ma eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I start to eat, you gonna eat.
Yeah.
Because defenses are gonna now look like, oh shoot, we can't guard. And so, but what that did was now I've always been a team guy. Yeah. But mind you, I've always felt like I did not shy away from the type of confidence that I walked in the room with. So I always felt like I was the best, period. Didn't care who was on the field with me. I was going to give respect. I was going to pay homage, all of that. But in my mind, I'm him.
Yeah.
I don't say that, but that was my belief. And so when he said that, I felt like he was down. Okay, last story.
Hold on. Let me say something, G.
Okay, go.
So look, you probably don't remember this though. So when I got there, so first and foremost, I want to tell Ian Chris, bro, like every position coach ain't like what we had, bro. Like,
no.
So I was at Cleveland, and I had an old school guy. His son played at Ohio State.
Robisky.
Yeah, I had Robisky. Everybody respected him, bro. Like, he knew it. Everybody knew it, and he was really, really good at the position. So you learn from it. Like what we had, bro. I ain't gonna need to lie to you, dog. If you didn't have the receiver skill developed from a fundamental technique standpoint, you're not going to get it at Green Bay.
No,
I promise you, bro. When we used to do individual drills, Greg will tell you, bro, we'd do like stands and starts. We'd do like an over shoulder catch, bro. Like literally, bro, it was mind-boggling because I came from Cleveland and Robisky was giving us all these tips and tricks and stuff like that of the receiver position, bro. And we were constantly learning. Then I got to Green Bay and I remember telling Greg, that's all we do, bro. Like,
yeah. Legitimate. It was very elementary. And so again, going back to my senior year, my coach, George McDonald, he took what I would classify as a really good athlete, very raw, a little rough around the edges. There were some things that I did very well, but he took that and he sharpened every single corner. So when I got there, they were like, I mean, my work ethic, the way I ran routes, how precise I was about different things, it jumped off the tape. It jumped off the screen. Like it was evident. You know what I mean? But you make a great point.
Hold on, real quick though. So the driver situation.
Yeah, I was about to go back.
So I think we was in the film room. I was sitting next to G, and we was in film or something. G was like, "Man, this dude gonna make me cuss." What? What's this dude like? What's going on, man? It's 6 a.m., bro. What you on? I'm like, who you talking about, man? You talking about driver, man? He gonna make me cuss, man. And I remember you expressing that. You know what I mean? It was a little, like what driver said, it was a little jealousy. Then looking back at it, you know, you was a second round draft pick. And I think what driver was 6th, 7th round.
Yep.
So it was probably, you know, some of those things. And like you said, you was eating, bro. You came in, you was eating, man.
Yeah. So we're playing the Atlanta Falcons preseason. Preseason, we playing the Atlanta Falcons, and they had a safety by the name of Ray Crockett.
Oh yeah, you know Ray Crockett.
Right. He played for the Lions back in the day.
Yeah,
he was old, right? Like year 12, right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Ray, he was a thumper. So Ray, I ran a slant. I was in with Brett. Drive is out. I'm in. I run a slant, and I extend. He threw me in the second window. So now, you know, as a second window, you exposed.
That's late. That's late.
Exactly. So, but I'm like, go get again, catch everything. So I get the ball. bop, it's in my hands, and Ray comes and just wham, hits me, ball jars are loose. Literally, I'm running. It was a third down. I'm running to the sideline. I hate even telling these type of stories. Drive is like, yeah, that's what it's like out here, young pup. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. What is you talking about right now, man? Like, it was almost like he was rooting for me to fail. Like, man, what? But all of that just continued to fuel me, man. Like, I'm gonna show this cat, man. I'm gonna show he really made me believe that he didn't think I belong there. I'm sorry, he didn't make me believe that. I started to believe that was his belief.
Yeah.
So, okay, and so fast forward, it's still preseason. I was in a competition with Robert Ferguson and Rod Gardner for the second receiver spot. And I ended up winning it. And this man told me, he's sitting down, they put my locker right next to Drive. It was Drive was on my left, Ferg's on my right. So again, I was in the competition with Ferg. Ferg was legitimately like a big brother to me.
Where Ferg was cool.
Ferg was super cool. Drive tells me, hey, Greg, man, I really think you should offer that second receiver position to Ferg, man. Right hand to God. What? I literally said, where they do that at? Like, what? Like, oh man. I'm lit, and that's all I said is where they do that at, and I got up and I walked off. I'm like, this man really got me messed up.
Yeah,
like he really, but one thing I will say, like, even though he didn't hold my hand, like it wasn't because that wasn't who he was, because he just felt like the way he had to enter into it, it was so difficult and challenging for him.
Yeah.
He hated to see that it didn't look the same for me.
Yeah.
And what I feel like was being missed was, like, literally it was completely two different situations. It's a lot of politics in ball, man. Like, I was a second round draft pick. I was going to be there as long as I was good enough. You know what I mean? I was going to be there. He's a 6, 7 round guy. Like, you already on the fence. You know what I mean? Like, right. They don't expect, like, you're like, man, we got one. If it works out for somebody like that. And he was that guy. And so for me, he will constantly remind us of, man, y'all ain't have it. It ain't how it was when I came in. It was y'all gay. This is easy. And I'm like, that's all we used to hear. And I'm like, he was. I don't want to say he was bitter, but I think he just felt like it should have been more challenging for me to just walk in and just take the reins of a second spot that took him 6 years to literally even get on the field. You know what I mean? Like, every year was like, I'm playing for a roster spot. And so, I mean, that's what it was. But yeah, man, we got through our turbulent times, and now that's my guy.
There was some classic stories. G, one thing, and we're going to talk about the transition to media and all that stuff too. But one thing I love, as your peer, bro, one thing you did, so they give credit to like a Tim Tebow when he tapped into his faith. Yeah. Or Greg, you always walk with the Lord, bro. You always, and we all are men of God. We all operate for the kingdom. Similar to you, that's why we, not only as your peer, but we was a fan of yours, but you carried that and you had it young, whereas, you know what I'm saying, we often say, if we would have tapped into some of what you had in your walk with the Lord and how that kept you on the right track through your NFL journey, a lot of cats get derailed early in their journey, Greg, because they living wrong. They ain't living right. They ain't grounded and they ain't anchored in the Lord. And you had that, mind you, you wasn't trying to be Tim Tebow. You was, and this is where we hate the media for this. Greg repped the kingdom just as much as Tim Tebow did. Yeah. But Greg went about it in a way that more reflected how we go about it. You know what I'm saying? You from the trenches like us, Greg. You went to your Kalamazoo Central School was equivalent of Ottawa in Grand Rapids and Preston, and so we know the journey, we know the walk. But we love that about you. Talk about how that helped you stay focused as a young second round pick to have a Hall of Fame career.
So it honestly was everything. And I'm such a transparent individual, man. So it wasn't all smooth. It wasn't all smooth, but so I got married my senior year, actually going into my senior year of college. And so was it my senior year of college? Yeah, going into my senior year of college. And I honestly can credit not only my parents, but my wife. Because there was a lot of stability that I acquired with being married young. I had so many people, man, you getting married? Why you getting married so young? You ain't even in the league. But I knew that wasn't for me. Like it, I wasn't. I never was that guy. Whatever that, however you want to fill in the blank, I was never that guy. So now I was a guy.
I was
a guy. Like, look, but I never was that guy. And it all stemmed from, my wife tells it to my kids all the time, like, your dad always was a gentleman. And so when she says that, when I remember early when she used to say that, I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I mean, you're supposed to be a gentleman. She was like, yeah, that's, you would think, but that goes back to my faith, my family, what I saw every single day with my dad. I never saw he and my mom argue. I'm 38 years old. I've never heard them argue. Wow. Now, that doesn't mean they don't have disagreements. That doesn't mean that they don't argue. I've never heard them argue or raise their voice at one another. Wow. Never. I have 3 other siblings. They can say the same thing. And I always thought that was so powerful. Yeah. But my mom used to have this saying. She would say, anytime we did something, life is too short. Like, what is y'all wasting on? Life is too short. Just do this and do that. Life is too short. The older I got, the more and more that saying, I began to make application of it and have my own interpretation of what that meant. And so I didn't want to argue with my wife. I didn't want to cause problems. It does not mean that I did not, and I have not, and that I don't. But I have always been one to, just was telling my wife this last night when we were talking, I'm very self-reflecting. Like, that's just how God has always dealt with me. Somebody, and literally I could feel like somebody's dead wrong, and it's like he would show me. Show me. He would, like, I never was able to pass the buck. So I had to take full accountability when my actions didn't align and I deserved whatever consequence I was about to get. I took full accountability. And I think for me, it was because of my faith. Like, I remember going through, this happened both in the league and at Western. I was going through I had the drops, man. And this is, it sounds crazy to some people that don't get it, but y'all get it. So I'm going through the drops. And during this period of time, I'm clowning. I mean, I'm clowning. We ain't married. I'm clowning. And I'm like, man, I can't catch nothing. And literally, I kid you not, I'm on the field and I literally hear this voice, and it was the Holy Spirit. It's because you dropped me. Literally, that's what I hear. Literally. Literally, I hear this.
That's a word.
And I just remember in that moment feeling so convicted. And honest to God, I used to feel like, man, I can't never do nothing. I can't never have no fun. But I had no one to talk this out with.
Yeah.
And so I was forced to kind of talk to my wife about different things that I didn't want to. And my girl at the time. And so it was like I owned up to a lot of different things. And so why I say it was everything is because it was always a constant reminder to me of whose I was and who I am.
Yeah.
Like everything I have, I am not the source of it.
Yeah.
I didn't provide, like God chose to use me. Like I look at that with my family, my siblings. Like I remember asking my mom years ago, why do you think, like, out of Valencia, Ebony, Courtney, like, and I get emotional when I talk about it because it's powerful when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like he chose me to be the trailblazer, to change the landscape of my family's life.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, why would he? And my mom told me this. And you know, when you feel like you're a good person, but I've never been, like I said, I've never had ego to where I just talk myself up. And she was like, son, because your heart has always been a servant. And I'm like, what do you like, everything that you've ever gotten, you've always wanted to see how I can help somebody. Anything that you've ever done in sport, we used to tell you, why you pass the ball so much? And I used to come home and be like, because I don't want my teammates to feel like they shouldn't be out there. I literally used to have these, I always wanted everybody to be productive, everybody to shine. I never wanted it for me.
Yeah.
And then I got to the league and it started to eat at me because I used to see, like, everybody else get all this pub. And I'm like, I'm killing this cat. I'm about. And literally, I wanted it. I'm like, why can? And all I remember is is like the Holy Spirit just again showing me. And scripture, I would be reminded of scripture where he, in the word of God, he talks about, don't let another man lips praise you, but I'm drawing a blank on the scripture right now.
But that's why I said let others exalt you. I know what you mean. That's why I told you. I'm gonna tell the world how good you was and who.
We got you. We gonna hold that part down.
It was there it is. Thank you, God. Man looketh at the outer, but God looketh within the heart. So why that scripture resonates with me so much is because I wanted to be acknowledged based on what I was providing, what I was producing. And here it is the whole time. God is like, I'm not going to let you fall into that trap. Because that's how great men fall.
Yeah.
And fall to their death and their demise. There's a scripture that says there's a way that seems right to a man. At the end thereof is destruction. And so there was a way that I wanted it to look like and wanted to feel and experience. But God was like, nah, I'm not going, you can't beat him. You can't get that. I'm not going to allow that to happen. Because there was destiny. There was something greater. And so for me, there was always something that became a constant reminder, like Paul, that thorn in his flesh. Like, I feel like that was me. I was always reminded of my first fruits, like who and whose I am. Like, period. So that's what helped me really have a seamless career and literally stay protected. I call it a spiritual bubble. Maintain my residency in the spiritual bubble where the grace of God was like, okay, I got you. But you acting one right now, but I'm here. You know what I mean? And I never allowed myself to just completely lose it. Like I just it even thinking of it like blows me. I'm not judging anyone, but it's mind blowing sometimes. But I understand how it happens. Don't get me wrong. But it's like that's why when I see any individual, and it's such a simple application when it comes to God, man. It's like in all things and everything, give thanks. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge God in all your ways. Like my understanding, because obviously my faith walk is gotten deeper and deeper as I've grown older, but like I see things differently now. So like even when I was foolish, I always took the time to acknowledge God. Even into a religious or a traditional thinking individual, they're like, well, he shouldn't be allowed to do. That's religion. But God breaks the mold of all of that. Yeah. He says, in all your ways. I don't care how foolish you are. I don't care what you're doing right now. You better realize who you are and whose you are. That was me. It was like I could be going way left. And in that leftness, it's like there would be this conviction, like I can't do that. I mean, I'm over here, but I can't.
You know you fooling. The Lord adapt you, Greg. You know you're fooling.
Right. Come on back now.
You know what I mean? So it literally I was kept, man. I was kept.
You were.
Nice. Hey, Chris, let me before you, I know you wrap it up, bro. But I definitely, we definitely got to talk about A-Rod, bro. Like from my little short time, with Green Bay, I know him, of course, from a talent standpoint, and me, Chris, and E, we kind of go head to head all the time with A-Rod. And man, what's up with A-Rod, man? What's going on, man?
This CV baby now. Before we get going, just let you know this is baby.
No, man. Everything with A-Rod is cool, man. Cool and copacetic, man. To be honest, so like, like when I left Green Bay, I never wanted to leave. And there were some things that were said that I ended up letting out literally years after I had left. The shoot I didn't even mention until I retired from ball. But what I realized was when I did leave, man, I was hurt. Like I was just flat out hurt because this was a guy I don't let a lot of people in my circle. And so before he even started playing, he was at my house. He was at Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, mom and dad, my kid, like I let him in. And so when you let someone in, the blow that you take from that, if they decide to give you a blow, it hurts the most. And it goes deep. And so for me, our relationship, it took a turn that first week of 2012 or whatever, when we're playing the 49ers, and he says that he was just joking. I didn't look at it as a joke when he tells Carlos Rodgers, and we're talking, Carlos is like, man, what's going on, man? They trying to do you. It's my contract year. And Aaron comes up and he says, man, y'all should try to get him. Like, no, this is my brother. Yeah. So so when I leave, like all of that comes up. I can't even lie. Like there was a good moment that stung for a long time. Like I was legitimately hurt, and I had to apologize to him because of the things that I said, albeit they were truth. It was truth.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I said it because hurt people.
Man.
So like I was hurt,
yeah,
and I wanted him to hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was, I had never done anything like that in my life. And so I did my best to reach out and to repair and to try to just make amends for years. Until my wife one time, my wife told me, she said, babe, it's not even about that. It's not about, you're allowing Gregg to be hurt because you are allowing Gregg to touch things.
Mm.
Let God handle that.
Yeah.
Literally her words. And I let it go. This is years ago. And I let it go. You know what, I'm done. But my job, because I'm in media, is to critique.
Yeah.
Give my opinion and thought from a expert's point of view. And so I've never been one, bro, you've been in a room with me watching film. I don't hold punches. Like I'm gonna be honest. If something ain't it, it ain't it. Like that's always been me. And so that's all I've done. And so I think the media and even the fans would make more of it than what it was, because anytime I critically critique him, it's, oh, here goes Gregg again. But if I praise him, everything is and I had to really allow God to deal with me with that, because that used to bother me too. I'm human, man. Like man, what? Y'all always saying something when I, and so I remember seeing them in Milwaukee at a game, Bucks game. This was like 3 years ago, 3 or 4, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And the Bucks made the playoffs. They're playing. I'm down there with, it doesn't even matter. National anthem is being played. Now, it does matter because I'm down there with my pastor at the time. We're here coming to support their assistant general manager, who was a brother. You know, he going to the church, but now he's removed from his family. He's in Milwaukee. So we like, let's go down and support Milt. We go down, we standing there, and I knew there was a little bit about me that's like, man, how are these people going, this is my, like one of my first, I don't think it was my first time back, but I was kind of like, look, Pastor C, I don't know how it's going to be in here. So I'm just telling you right now, like, I don't have pastor in front of my name. I'm just Gregg. But I'm going to need you to get that hood ready now.
Right,
so anyway, national anthem's playing, and I see Aaron. I'm like, oh, shoot, this is my opportunity. Literally, the land of the free. I'm over there. As soon as it's done, hey man, what's up, man? I'm leaning over a couple fans. I'm trying to be quiet and discreet. And he turns around, he looks at me with this crazy face, like, man, what are you doing here? And I could tell in that moment, okay, this is not I wanted it to be a different time, but I'm like, this is the only time I get to see you. So man, how come you ain't called me back? I've been reaching out over. I'm pulling out my phone, like, hey, what's up, man? And it didn't go great. And after that, I just completely let everything go, because I had already kind of let it hash itself out. But calling games, being in the booth, obviously I called some Green Bay games, and this is when I was like, okay, God. Man, you get that God kiss every once in a while. And, we're in a production meeting, and my whole team, play-by-play, field girl, everybody's like, so Gregg, what questions are you going to ask Aaron? And what are we about to hear? Is this going to be good? And I'm like, man, I'm over that. That's done. That's dead. We get on the call, and it was nothing but God, man, because he literally just starts reminiscing. and kind of going in the vault and talking about our time together. And it just, I smiled on the inside, and it was like, you know, when you, and again, I'm a self-reflecting individual, when you have caused harm, even though I felt like he punched me first.
Yeah.
He hit me first, mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that God deals with me,
Mm-hmm.
I went around, Gregg handled that situation. You know what I mean? And so because Gregg handled that situation, that's what came of it.
Right.
And so for me, in that moment, when he started doing that, I've never needed Aaron to apologize. I've never wanted him to apologize for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted him to know how sincere I was in my apology, because it was completely out of character.
Yeah.
So when you ask how are things with Aaron, things are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
We speak. It's not what it once was, but it's what it is. And so I can say this in my life: I'm not who I once was, but I am who I am.
There you go. And better than you used to be. There you go.
Absolutely.
Hey, so G, so it don't surprise you, because like when Devontae, you know, left, and you know how that goes, you know more inside than that. But outside looking in, it's like as a QB, you don't let your number one receiver go. Like you're you know what I mean, you got a few years left. You know what I mean? You look at Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady at Tampa Bay, he trying to get all those receivers there. He don't really care about his contract. He trying to get the best of the best so he can win a ship. You know what I mean? We know that. So when he let Devontae go and he got his big old deal, so did that image like, okay, like he's still kind of on that, because it was kind of like that for me.
So one thing I've always said is, or I know to be true, is, you know, when you mature, it's like, man, I never had to say anything. People will show you who they are.
Yeah.
You ain't got to try to tell everybody who they are.
Yeah.
Don't let them show. Let them show who they are. And so for me, it was like, okay, like, is he a good dude? He is, man. He is. But just like any individual, we have our what I would classify our little shortcomings. Like we not perfect.
Yeah.
We not perfect. And so yeah, immediately when that happened, my mind goes there like, man, again, like how do you not go to bat? And again, that situation is a little different because I don't know. I don't know. I just know.
It sounds like that's a Green Bay thing, man. You kind of driver was on that tip. You know what I mean? I got to play. You know, I'm trying to get mine.
So when I look at, you mentioned Tom, and so this is why, you know, when I left, I was talking about leadership and all this stuff, and his leadership. He's not a great leader. You know, I was all on that. And although I felt that to be true, because I know what leadership looks like. Like when you look at Tom Brady, like people aren't running away from that. Right. They're running to that. They're running to that. And there's different leadership styles, of course. We all know that. We've been in sports our whole lives.
Yeah.
But when you are in a position to where you impact so much around you, you have to tread different, period. You just do. You do. And it's something that you have to wear. Like I there's a certain way I have to tread. I can be walking with Billy Bob and he can walk and slap somebody in the face down on the street. I'd better not slap somebody in the face on the street, because it's the response in the wave that is created is going to be a lot bigger from my slap than his. That's Aaron, man. And so like when you're in that type of role, in that position, and you're that elite, and you have players saying, "Nah, I'm going here," or it's just not it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
Because naturally you would see somebody like that and you automatically think, should we all say it, right? Man, I love to play with Aaron. I love to play with Tom. I love to play. You list these top quarterbacks in your age, man, I love to be with Josh Allen, right? Like Josh Allen is becoming that, where people are wanting to go and play with him. Like it's that is the way it should be. And it isn't. And I don't know why. I have my reasons why, and I don't get off into my own reasons anymore. But it just is one of those things where something has to give. And when I said all of what I said, there was a lot of backlash, and there will forever be backlash. But let the tape keep rolling.
Yeah.
And if you study film, you know how to assess the
film. That's facts. That's facts. G, man, we ain't gonna hold you up, G. We just want to thank you for taking some time to hang out with us, man. And we just wanted to love on you a little bit as your brothers, former athletes from West Michigan that know you from the mud up.
No doubt.
Up. And we just say thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Keep up.
For sure, man. We got to do it again, man.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
Man. You know, it's all love, man. Definitely appreciate you, bro. And then another thing, man, is, you know, I know you know a lot of guys, man, out there, man. And like we want to continue to build our brand. And if some other guys out there, man, that you know that you have access to, that might be open, you know what I mean? Let us know. We'll definitely reach out to them, and we definitely do our research beforehand, and we'd love to get them on, bro. So
for sure, man. I appreciate you guys reaching out and us doing this, man. For sure, it's fun.
Congratulations on that ring of honor too, man. Before we jump off, man.
I appreciate it, boss. I appreciate it.
Hey, take care, G.
Absolutely, man. Take care. God bless.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Please.
Hey, y'all want to stay on real quick?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hey, bro,
that
real
was
quick.
Solid, bro.
Bro, this Zoom shit, bro. Like, Chris, your shit look crystal clear, bro.
My shit glare, CB.
How my shit look? Cause I look clear, bro.
You clear, bro.
You look real clear, bro.
I feel like I got it clear.
Yeah, yours kind of look little
glary.
Yeah, it look grainy, not glary, but like you need to wipe the camera.
Bro, yeah, that's all that.
That's a little better. You might need a light too. I can see you got a light.
Bro, what you got? The iPad, bro?
No, this is on my computer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on the computer.
I'm on the Mac right now, and I don't even got a light. It ain't even a lot of light up in here, bro.
I got a light right above me though, bro. That
might.
I
think you need a light in front of you. Keep that light above you next time, bro, and then put one in front of you. You'll be straight, E, because you just one light away. I can see yours.
That's why I was trying to get up on it, bro. Like I'm like, my shit don't look as cool.
See, I don't even got no light on right now, bro.
But you got daylight, CB, and you got a bright.
You got a bright area
you in. It is true, bro.
Right. And I was gonna have a black shirt on. I had to take the black shirt off, bro. Give me some little color.
Yeah, bro.
Did y'all like the Zoom, bro?
I loved it, bro.
Yeah, bro. This shit way better. Our shit at your crib, bro. It don't even be smooth like that, bro. Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know, but
this shit was smooth, bro. It went real
smooth.
Y'all thought it went good.
Hell yeah, this is real solid. And then I'm thinking, bro, we could do. I ain't gonna say so many more, bro, but I know I could squeeze in two a week, bro. Like if we could have like this Zoom, like at the crib, bro.
Yeah.
30, 45-minute little things or whatever it is, or whatever we come
like that text you sent us this morning when Deshaun got suspended.
Yeah,
that's what I want to get on.
That text could have just been us just getting on like that.
Ask Greg about that, bro.
But I ain't know when we was putting this out. That's why I ain't want to ask. Like, if this, cause you know what I mean? All the shit we talked about just.
I had mad more questions for Greg, like. Couple things, bro. That story he told about Braylon was out cold, bro.
All his stories. Donald Driver
was out cold.
Yeah, bro.
All his shit solid, bro.
All his stories.
And look, bro, it was an hour, bro. Like we start talking to him at 5:53.
Yeah, early we did.
Yeah.
We got an hour real easy, bro, with him.
Yeah, his hour went easy, and I had mad more questions. I wanted to talk about between me and you. Remember when CB was an all-star, bro? When he went to the all-star game,
bro.
So Braylon was there, bro, and so I'm there to support CB, but I'm there from with my DB hat on, bro. Braylon hands was dookie, bro.
He dropped all them touchdowns.
Yeah, bro. But Gregg, it's funny. They chose Braylon over Gregg, but Gregg.
No, bro. But JC went for
to the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I know. But this is about Braylon.
Michigan.
I'm talking about Michigan, exactly. So Braylon, of course I'm watching CB, but the DB and me, I'm looking at Braylon, bro. His hands was dookie, bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking about that story Gregg told. Gregg has some nice hands. I want to get on Gregg
real good.
How he got his hands so nice. So I had that question for him. Then I want to talk about him transitioning to media. Like, did he always know that's what he wanted to do?
I wanted to hit the media and the bodybuilding, Chris. We ain't touch none of that shit.
But bro, we could
have him back.
Hell yeah.
He was open to it. I'm like, let's go.
He was real excited, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He sharing mad shit, bro. Real talk. The Aaron Rodgers shit gonna have like big people listening CB to that. Oh, that was a hell of a question.
Had to the A-Rod.
Yeah.
Had to.
He put it out there too. He laid it up, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. We definitely gotta get that shit going, bro. But I do like the Zoom shit, bro. It got me definitely thinking, bro. We just got to get on this shit, bro. We know the access. We just got to get on it.
Yeah, this is my little office. I'm gonna just keep adding to the little office right here, bro. I need another light, and then I'm on.
You need one in front of you. The reason why I'm lit up, I got a light in front of me. It's blending in good because it's all background, but I'm lit up because it's a light way up there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get one.
Look, bro. Another thing too, bro. I forgot to tell y'all. Braylon Edwards' dad went to Michigan. He played at Michigan. Stanley Edwards. He played running back in the 70s, bro.
We need to get Braylon on here.
Yeah,
bro.
we can get him on there. He got a little podcast too, bro.
Already do,
bro. I could start, you know what I mean? I could start doing that shit, bro. Like, and I know Ruben real close to him too.
We need to get Ruben them too, though, bro. We need to keep getting them.
Get him on, bro.
But I'm with this Zoom shit though, like y'all said, bro. This was real convenient.
Real convenient. And then, you know, we still could do our stuff like what we normally do once we, you know, can have a spot and shit like that. Still, but you know,
it's solid
right now. I did have some shit. I had like some other questions too. I was gonna talk about, like you said, media. How was your relationship with Brett Favre?
I had that question too for him.
Stuff like that. How was Favre and Aaron Rodgers' relationship? You know what I mean? Cause he be knowing all that shit. I was gonna say all that.
I wanted to know.
We could do 3 hours with Gregg.
Where we can, bro. He ain't want to get off though, bro.
He didn't, bro. But you was solid for ending. Like give it an hour, bro. Let it go after that.
Get an hour, man.
And we just want to be respectful of his time.
Yeah. That's what I'm meaning by that.
I'm about to text you too, bro. But let me know what y'all got in mind, bro. Like, you know, with everything, whatever. Shit, football start for me next week, bro. But I'm gonna need I'm in football mode like crazy, but I need this, bro. Like I need this, bro. Yeah, bro. Cause I drive myself crazy. So, you know, I be needing this piece of it, bro.
Yeah. No, that's solid, bro. So Chris, how long, bro? Because I put the episode up just so the last one. So them reels and shit like that, people want to go to watch the episode. It's up. But how long before you release this one, bro?
This one right here?
Yeah.
We got this one right now. This one ready. I just did it. It's ready right now. So I would say follow our process. You release the full video of Gregg Harris. Then maybe tomorrow at 8, put a reel out. Maybe if not again at 12, put the other reel out.
You gotta definitely do that Aaron Rodgers real shit.
Wait till the next day to put the reel out. You know what I'm saying? just kind of drip it on them, just so when we post a reel, we can link it back to the video. And then this should end. This video we just did with Gregg gonna be as it was when y'all seen it. So we would have to, I don't know about giving it to Cam them and letting them create no reel, because this was a lot. This was live. Like this, it ain't no reel to create from a live.
That's it, bro. This like check out Gregg. You know what I mean? We need a thumb. If we could just create a thumbnail, bro, of Gregg Jennings, that ain't nothing.
Exactly.
But that'll be about it.
But yeah, so yeah, he just follow the same format, bro. You did the full video, maybe you could put one reel out, because you dropped the video earlier this morning, so maybe put the reel.
I just put it up. So Chris, anything that we put out now, like CB put some reels up, anything we put out, bro, is going, if people want to go to that or even tag our tagline to the video.
Hey, my bad. Hey, fellas, my bad, bro. I gotta go. I gotta get these kids in the bath.
All right. No, you good, bro.
Hey, one of y'all, send Gregg Harris the reels too. The ones that's featured in him.
Yeah. I'll send that to you. I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right, y'all be smooth.
All right, bro. Yeah.
All right, bro.